Okay, so we're going to work on trig word problems. What I'm going to do is we're going to do one that's just sine law, one that's just cosine law, and then the last question, we're actually going to do a combination. So there will be, you can use SOHCAHTOA, you could use sine law, or you can use cosine law. You can do it all together, okay? All right, so 3 billiard balls are lying as shown. The white cue ball is 55 centimeters from the red ball. So you can see here that this is going to be a triangle. But if you want to make one, so white and red are 55 centimeters apart. And 62 centimeters, the white ball is 62 centimeters from the black ball. The line segment from the red ball to the white ball, so that's the 55 centimeter one. And the line segment from the red ball to the and the line segment from the red ball to the black ball, so this one here, so in between these two is an angle of 82 degrees. How far apart are the red and black billiard balls? Okay, so again, I would do the ABC and then label the opposite sides. And if we're looking for how far apart the red and black balls are, billiard balls are, then we're looking for side A. Okay. Now, here's a problem with this question. So in order to do the cosine law, you need side, which we do not have, or you need side, angle, side. So we would have to know the angle between 55 and 62, which we don't. So then, but we do have a full ratio here. So we're going to use a combination and try to figure this out. Okay, so we can't solve for side A yet directly because we have to do a little bit more work first. We need angle A, and so that means that we need angle B. So right now we can do, I'm going to pick a different highlight color. We can do a full ratio for C, and then have the angle as the unknown for B, and so we can use the sine law. Like I said in the cosine law question video, usually sine law is preferred. It's a little bit easier to use than the cosine law. Not that you need to memorize the formula in grade 10, you don't, so you will get it anyways, but we'll solve for B first. Actually, I can write that down. Okay. So we're going to solve for angle B first. Okay, so I'm going to use the angle form, like I'm going to put B on the top, or sine B on the top, and then sine C and C. I'm not going to use A because I'm not going to write down A because we don't know anything about them, so we can't use that yet at all. So sine of angle B, which we don't know, over 55 equals the sine of 82 over 62. Okay, so I'll do the right-hand side here first. So sine 82, push equals, divided by 62, and you get 0.01597. And then to get the 55 out of the bottom here, we have to multiply. So we multiply the other side. This cancels. round correctly. Okay, and then we will do sine inverse. And we get 61.5 or 62. I would accept that. Okay, so if you want, you can go back and fill in your triangle. Okay, so now to solve for angle A, all we have to do is 180 minus 82 minus 61.5 equals 36.5. Okay, so now we have angle A, and now we can do side A. So just keep going, and as you go along, I recommend you fill in your triangle so then you know like where you're at, what you need to find still. Okay, so now we're going to solve for side A, which is what we need, right? Because we let our let statement, let A be how far apart the red and black balls are, which is what we're looking for. Okay, so this time I'm going to use put the side at the top. Now we have a full ratio for side B and angle B, or side C and angle C, so it doesn't matter, but most people, again, choose to do the one that they're given. So I'll keep with that, okay? So 36.5 is angle A, and then side C, 62. Angle C is 82. I'm going to do 62 divided by sine 82 is 62.6. To get rid of the sine 36.5, oops, you have to multiply to cross it out. Multiply on the other side. And you get 37.2. Okay, so then, centimeters, which makes sense. And because the other sides are 55 and 62, so close-ish. So now when you're done, make sure that you use an answer statement. Okay. So for this next one, while flying a helicopter, a pilot spots a water tower 4.8 kilometers north and a monument 5.6 kilometers south. The water tower and the monument are separated by 7 kilometers. Find the angle of the point of view of the pilot in the helicopter. Okay, so the helicopter spots a water tower 4.8 kilometers away and 5.6 kilometers away, and they are separated by 7 kilometers. So now this time we have 3 sides. So we have side, 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 which means that we are going to do cosine law. Okay, so again, I would go ahead and label your triangle ABC. This is side A, side B, and side C. And we want to find the angle from the pilot, so that we're looking for this angle here. Okay, and so that means that we're going to do A. So we're doing the A form. B squared plus C squared minus 2, and then you use the same ones, BC, 2BC, and cos, and then since we did A out here, you do angle A on the outside. Okay, we're sandwiched by A's. All right, so now we have 7 squared and 4.8 squared and 5.6 squared and 4.8 times 5.6 cos A. Now, when you label your triangle, let's say you started with, I'm going to use a different color just to emphasize it. Let's say you started with A down here and went A, B, C, then you would just adjust your formula accordingly. The big thing is that I have called A at the top here. This is the angle that we're looking for. So the side across from it, that's the side that goes with it. So that's what's going to be important. Like this is A and it goes with angle A at the end here when you do the cosine law. Okay, so we have 49. Oh, I picked a different color. Sorry about that. 4.8 squared is 31.6. I mean, no, it's not. Sorry. Oh, whoops. Sorry, that's grade 11. That's not what we want either. There we go. Sorry about that. 4.8 squared is 23.04. 5.6 squared is 31.36. And then 2 times 5.6 times 4.8 is 53.76 cos A. So I'm going to bring them over. And do the subtracting, you get negative 5.4. And then to get rid of to get the cos A by itself, you have to divide. Which you get 0.1004. And then angle A is cos inverse of that, and I'm running out of room, sorry, which is 84.2 degrees. And then write your answer statement. So it's a little bit of algebra there. So you could have also used this form. If you like the angle form better, you could have done that as well. Again, it really doesn't matter what you choose. If you prefer to do algebra, then maybe you would rather rearrange it than try to use the other formula, but it doesn't matter. So you could have done this as well. Okay, but it doesn't matter. And then just make sure you have an answer statement. Therefore, the angle of the pilot's point of view is 84.2. Okay, not too bad. All right, so now let's say you've got a bunch of things going on. So you can see here in this little picture, there is a right angle triangle, there is a non-right angle triangle. So sometimes you have to make a decision. So if the triangle is a right angle triangle, you can use SOHCAHTOA. If you're looking for a side, you can use Pythagorean theorem. But that is a grade 9 thing, so maybe not. Okay, so don't get stuck on that. And then if it's not a right angle triangle, then you go to step 2. Do you know the angle and its opposite side? Which means you can use the sine law, like a full ratio. But then if not, you have side, 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 or two sides and the angle between them, which is side angle side. Okay, and that's cosine law. So now we have a few tools in our toolbox here to help us out. Okay, this triangle is already labeled, but that's no big deal. Okay, so we've got Find the height of the cliff as shown to the nearest meter. Okay, so the height of the cliff in this diagram is going to be, what do we want to label it as? Here, you can continue with the, like, it's sort of awkward, maybe. Let's just use x, okay? Let x be the height of the cliff. It's awkward to use c because then down here in the bottom triangle, we might use c again. So let's use x. Let x be the height of the cliff. Okay, so in order to do the, if you like to highlight this triangle here, this one that the height of the cliff is part of, that is a right angle. So then we can do SOHCAHTOA, right? But so if we're going to do SOHCAHTOA, that's fine, except we need two sides and we don't have two sides. So really what would be great is if we could use the bottom triangle and solve for this side here, BC. So I'm going to highlight again this side here. Oops. Let's try to solve for that side. Okay. Okay, but BC, that's annoying. Let's label it like we've been doing. Okay, so angle D is 50. So that technically is side D in our non-right angle triangle. And then C is across from the 62. And this is side B. Okay, so we have, do we have a full ratio? No, not. It doesn't look like we do, except we can really easily solve for angle B. So in the bottom triangle, CBD or BCD, then we have 62 and 50. So the sum of the angles has to be equal to 180. So we get 68. And again, as you're going, fill it in. Okay, so now if you like to do the bubble thing. Now we have a full ratio. We could do side C, but we don't need that. So when you do word problems, don't do more work than you have to. So then we're going to do side D so we can get that side there. That's part of the right angle triangle. So I'm going to use the side form, but it doesn't really matter. Okay. So decide what kind of work you want to show, but I'll solve on the right-hand side first. 160 divided by sine 68 is 172.6. Okay, and now we want to get the sine 50 out of the bottom. Okay, so that is 132 meters. My picture's a bit clouded, but maybe I can write that in there, 132.2. Okay, so now we have now we have the side. So now the side, this to me is the opposite side to 33, and the adjacent side is 132. So just like the other word problems, we're going to use tan. Okay, so that was very common in when we did SOHCAHTOA word problems. So tan 33 is opposite over adjacent. x over 132.2. So now we're going to multiply to get the x out of the bottom, or get the x by itself. So 132.2 times tan 33 is 85.9 meters. Yes, meters. Okay, so we've solved for x. So therefore, the height of the cliff is 85.9. Okay, so there are quite a few. So these word problems are from sine law. These word problems are cosine law only. And then the last page is, all of them mixed together. So what I recommend that you do is, if you think you're good with sine law, try a couple there, try a couple of the cosine, but don't leave these ones out, okay? That'll be more like the last example, and that'll be the best way to prepare yourself, okay? Thank you.